So this uses our new Triskelion gas management and baffle system, which is only made through additive process, just from the geometry that we're making.
What does it do?
Oh, so it is an ultra low back pressure
Okay.
rifle can, 6 arc, 5.56, and it's made of a material called Haynes 282. If you're not familiar with that material, it's primarily found in aerospace. It's for rocket motor nozzles. So it's meant to take a bunch of abuse, bunch of abuse.
Rocket nozzles, those motor nozzles?
Yeah.
So this basically, technically would not melt ever.
It is,
Almost
we have been abusing the Lazarus, to call it nicely, in testing before we took it to market. There's no welts in the can. It's ultra low back pressure, incredible for flash mitigation, an incredible sound, like acoustic performance. And one of the big things we want to talk about with this can, it's not just about dBs, right? It's about tone, because you want to hear 90 dBs of nails on a chalkboard or 90 dBs of bass, right? So this is a really pleasant bass tone. And we were able to kind of tune the harmonics by that new Triskelion baffle geometry in it. So obviously this is a standard gas block on a short rifle. You should know how this feels on a suppressor. So when you're shooting this, load up that mag, look at the gas in the face, and then also the tone of it is what's really critical. And this is a little bit larger than a K can. So it's a very compact package that's really hitting like some major critical errors for a suppressor.
All right, so technically, I mean, I've fired obviously these guns so many times. I know how they feel unsuppressed. So theoretically, I should have a little bit more on that bolt because there's a suppressor in it, theoretically.
Well, yeah, I would say with this, especially, getting a low back pressure can that also still gives you exceptional acoustic performance, and picking a material that still has a good strength to weight ratio without producing a flash has been like the whole ethos of this thing. So, feel like you'll be able to tell by how much gas is not coming in your face, and also when you look at the shell ejection pattern, how it's ejecting.
That's what I'm curious about, the ejection pattern. I want to see how that recoil feels like, because I do know how these things feel without a suppressor. At the same time, obviously the most important thing for me, the gas back to the face, right? So let's check it out.
Yeah, it's all marketing jargon until you shoot it, so.
Let's do it. Let's just dump a few rounds.
Yeah.
All right.
Everything I touch is...
Dude, nothing.
Yeah. And
There's holy crap, there is very minimal.
yeah.
I mean, you can, sorry about that. You can smell it just a little bit, right? But normally, if I'm firing that fast on a regular can, I'm getting teary-eyed a little bit, even if it's outside. I mean, I got to fire obviously numerous rounds, more rounds, but I would feel something. This is actually pretty good.
Yeah, it's been such a passion project, and it's really like our incredible engineers that have just been like painstaking. And I mean, once again, we talked about it at SHOT. It's finally releasing to the public because they wanted it even lower back pressure, getting even more dBs of performance out of it. And we've seen that, there's been since SHOT Show, there's been a little bit difference in the forms, adding the porting to the front of the can, and helps a little bit more on it. So it has been a thing of us having to essentially, make the perfect.
Dude, guys, definitely check out Dead Air. I'm going to shoot some more of this. This thing felt really good. How quiet was it?
And the best part about this, with our highest grade material we've ever done, technologically packed, this coming in with a Xeno is sub 1,000 MSRP.
Wow.
Yeah.
MSRP sub 1,000. And the locking system, how was that?
Oh, so that's with the Xeno. This is with the chemo configuration. Okay. This is a little bit more expensive. Yeah. Xeno is our dual tapered, just screw system. Obviously, the chemo. It's been around, industry standard. Also, this is a hub compatible suppressor. So we're trying to make it always configurable for our customers.
Dude, I love this. I'm going to have to obviously play with this a little bit more. But Nick, thanks a lot, man.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate you, absolutely. All right, here we are at Warwick Tactical. I've got Bobby here with me. Bobby, you got some really cool 2011s over here, something new and something new for the Prodigy from Springfield.
Right. Yep.
Go ahead and tell us about it.
So this is our direct factory replacement metallic grip for the Prodigy. They're available in aluminum and in steel. It's basically just remove your polymer grip, transfer all of your components over. It does come with a mainspring housing and a mag release, but this allows you to have a metallic grip on your Prodigy. Nice, good grip textures, strong material, but this is a direct replacement for this Prodigy polymer grip. It's $450 retail price point.
Nice. All right, that's pretty cool. So I know Prodigy is a very popular
That's right.
2011 out there right now, so that's going to be really good. Folks are going to be very happy about that for sure.
Absolutely. It's a good
What else you got?
entry-level price point gun in the Prodigy.
Entry-level price?
Entry-level price point gun, the Prodigy, the Springfield Prodigy.
Exactly, absolutely.
So this is one of the firearms we build in-house. Okay. So we manufacture every part of the gun in-house except for the springs. This one's got a steel grip, it's a stainless steel grip. This particular slide is unique, and it's not the same width as a standard 1911 slide here on the top. So we make them a little bit wider, fat body across the back. So this is a direct mount optics slide. This gun also features an external extractor. So all of that pesky extractor tuning that comes along common with 1911 style firearms, this eliminates that. It's easy as a Glock or a Smith & Wesson or a SIG. It's a spring extractor and a pin.
Very nice.
This gun is traditional 1911 slide, optics mounted, of course. Bolts to a plate bolts to the slide. This gun has our aluminum grip, which is a little bit lighter. So you're talking polymer grip, like just under 3 ounces, and then around 4 ounces for the aluminum grip, and just under 12 ounces for the steel grip. So different weight models. This is more directed towards the guys that want to have a metallic grip for a carry gun. This is more your competition line of guys with the heavier grip, because it's going to absorb more recoil and have less muzzle lift.
Gotcha. So you guys make a lot of parts for other manufacturers, like some cool stuff that you guys just put your name on.
That's right.
Why did you guys decide to come up with a 2011 race? These are pretty much race guns, right?
Well, so we've been building 2011 and 1911 parts for 20 years, and it was just time for us to bring our own assembly of parts to market because we just kind of feel like the shooting community deserves it.
Yep, absolutely. And 2011s are becoming more and more mainstream. A lot of competition shooters are using these. I mean, I love my own striker fire guns, but every time I grab one of these, it's unfair. That's how
It's
good
a big
they are.
difference. The single action triggers,
Yeah.
how smooth they are, the general weight, they less recoil in the hand.
Yeah.
They're easier to shoot.
Yep, absolutely. And what's the price point on these?
So they're going to run around $3,000 MSRP.
Very good, very good. Well, Bobby, thanks a lot. Can I shoot one of these things?
Absolutely.
All right, let me give
So
it a try.
you can find the website, warwicktactical.com,
Okay.
and a lot of the product listings on there. Things are continuously growing now that we're going direct to consumer. So expect the website to grow with more product availability, but there's stuff on the website currently.
Gotcha. Guys, check out Warwick Tactical. You can still go to their website or just simply Google them. Looks like they're doing some really good stuff out there, and I'm going to go ahead and give this one a try. And Ryan, I want to see the muzzle flip on this one. Let's just see how much muzzle rise we have.
So the steel grips make for really good soft shooters. The aluminum grip doesn't have quite,
Say it again.
the steel grip makes for a really soft, smooth shooter. The aluminum grip does not have quite the weight in it that the steel does. It still tames the recoil a lot over the polymer grip guns.
Yeah, that thing is pretty flat. It's just flat. Yeah, really good. Bobby, thanks a lot for your time. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Go ahead and enjoy your show.
Thank you. All right, guys, we just got done with the range, came down here to the showroom floor. We're going to explore some the exhibitors here. Really cool products out there. I mean, there's a little race car behind you, and there's a little Keanu Reeves John Wick car crashed over there. So there's some really cool things to do here. So let's get to it. All right, here we are at Canic, and we are with Adam from Canic. Dude, thanks for having us. Long time no see. And last time it wasn't so good.
Well, you know, I guess it's relative.
Hey, hopefully this time is a lot better than last time. You
know
shouldn't
what?
be in the back.
Anytime we get to spend time together and I get to shoot you in the back is a good day.
For you.
Yeah.
With that being said, today's a good day for both of us. Why?
Exactly. Because it is the first day of Goals, Gun Owner of America's first annual show in Knoxville. And we're rolling out something very, very special in about 15 minutes to the entire GOA community. And yeah, it's something that not only is special to us at Canic, it's special to GOA. And
Special to Class Firearms.
Classic Fire. Look, I got all verklempt there. So this is the very first time we've ever actually done a special makeup for a firearms policy committee or an organization that fights for 2A rights. So this is the Canic MC9 SMU Special Makeup Edition in the Gun Owners of America format.
With their colors.
Their colors, yeah. It's kind of got that Nintendo gun kind of look. It's a really unique setup. This is going to be available in October, and it's going to be available for everyone purchased. If you're not already a GOA member, you're going to get a GOA membership with it. If you are a GOA member, you actually get a discount on the product.
Okay.
And it's only going to be available where, Kyle?
Classic Firearms, guys. So guess what? If you're anywhere else, you don't get to play with this bad boy. All right? And you don't get to be a member.
You don't get to be
at
a
the GOA.
So and honestly, that's so important now. They got over 1.2 million. You'll get it. 1.2 million members and supporters with GOA. It's growing every day, and they do a lot of really big things right now. You know, obviously, the Second Amendment is every day under fire, and we need organizations like Gun Owners of America to support it. So that's why Canic immediately said, hey, this is something we've got to be a part of, and every one of these pistols sold through Classic Firearms is a $50 donation to Gun Owners of America.
Okay, that is really appreciate that Canic did that. And Gun Owners of America, guys, seriously, they are one of the few organizations out there, no compromise, fight for 2A rights. If you guys know the whole brace thing that just happened, when they had a nationwide injunction, only GOA members, and if there's other organizations involved, their members got to enjoy the braces while everybody else waited.
That was definitely an iconic, big statement for GOA.
Exactly. Think about that. If you were a member, you got to play with those braces, or else you had to wait till it was completely thrown out, which it is the case right now. So there are a lot of perks out there. So definitely check them out. And if you get to, obviously, get this, you're gonna get a membership at the same time, and you play with Canic quality.
Absolutely.
And this good-looking gun. I don't know. It's no
Super
brainer.
super excited to do this partnership, this collaboration with GOA and obviously Classic Firearms. You guys are elite in terms of how you bring value to the customer, how you get the products out to the customer in a timely manner. So it's a no-brainer to do this amazing trifecta of awesome.
Yep.
And coming soon.
Coming soon, guys. Thanks a lot, Adam. Appreciate you, man. As always, Canic, you guys rock. All right, guys, here we are at the GOA events exhibition hall right here in Knoxville, Tennessee, and we got Bo here with us from Shield Arms. And Bo, you got some really cool stuff here. Everybody at Classic knows about Shield Arms. If they don't, they should, because we talk about you guys a lot. And you guys do some really cool stuff when it comes to Glock 43, 43X, and some other stuff, increasing mag capacity without changing anything else. Now, in this case, we're going to talk about the mag capacity, but you got something really cool with these 43s here. Tell us about it.
So obviously we're known for the metal magazines, which uses the thickness of the metal to our advantage, able to add capacity to your guns. What we're doing now is we're taking what is a standard 43X. We're taking the 43X and we're cutting it down to make it the height basically of a 43. So you guys can see that on the camera there. So why would we do that? You know, why wouldn't we just buy a 43? Well, the thing is, from the factory we got a stack and a half. And with the metal magazines, we can make it a true 2-stack or double stack. So we're able to get a little tiny gun, 10-round magazine. So you're 10 in 1 in a ultra micro compact gun. So that increases capabilities quite a bit. You're able to wear that with your board shorts, put it in appendix carry, and just hide it really well. But you have the ability going from your 10-round to your 12-round, how most of us like to carry it, give a little finger groove for the pinky. And you can do your S15 mags like normal. And we do make a 3D molded adapter for that as well. Get all the way up through 20 rounds. So you have 20 rounds in a micro carry. They can easily go back to an appendix carry with your 10+1.
That is really cool, because with the regular 43, the capacity straight from the block is 6 rounds, which is absolutely pathetic. Right. And then you guys bumped that up to 9 rounds. 9. Right, 9 plus 1. And now with the 43X chop model right here, you guys are able to do 10 rounds flush fit.
10 rounds plus flush fit. So we're giving the same capacity as your standard magazines and your standard length, but we're doing it with a metal mag at roughly an inch shorter.
That is really, really cool. And dude, capacity, I mean, you know about this. Capacity is everything. It really is extremely important. I understand there's all other factors. You know, you want a slim gun, you got this and that, a caliber choice. But dude, if you don't have the capacity, without ammunition, these things are just tools.
Well, more is more. And, you know, being from Montana, we have a lot of bears. Yeah. So for me, I carry 9mm. I carry it in the woods. And they say, why would you carry 9? You need the knockdown power at the 10. I was like, but I carry 41 rounds and you don't. You know,
exactly.
So more is more.
Exactly. You just deliver more. You just keep hitting until it's not moving no more. So, yeah, Bo, thanks a lot. And how could people? Good stuff, guys. Check out Shield Arms. Bo, thanks a lot for your time, man. Appreciate it. Yep. All right, guys. Here we are at Reap Weaponaries. I've got Colton here. Colton, thanks for having us, man.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, so you guys got something really cool here. So you've got cool-looking bullpups here, but they are all pretty much a conversion kit from an AR-15 loader,
yes,
right?
correct.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, so we came out with a conversion system for the mil-spec AR-15 lower receiver. So what it is it wraps around on the initial grip screw location and brings your trigger forwarded 9 3/4 inches, and it runs whatever AR trigger you have in your lower receiver. Lets you run whatever upper receiver system you want. We have options with stock systems for both buffered and bufferless systems. We also have some options now coming with unitop precision and the bolt action receivers. So build basically a bullpup to your exact needs. Whatever you want to put into it is what you're going to get out of it.
Okay, so I can't help but ask, who came up with this and why? Like, what happened here? This is so cool.
So I came up with it. I'm a 6th generation dairy farmer by trade, and it was coyote hunting is something that happens quite a bit up where we are. We're out of central Minnesota. So we do a lot of thermal suppressed coyote hunting, and everything was just getting super long on us. So we wanted to go to a bullpup system and try it out, but we weren't super satisfied with a lot of what was on the market. So we kind of thought, why not do a conversion kit for AR parts? And we looked it up for a couple of weeks and could not find anybody doing it. So did a patent search and kind of started hunting down the trail. And it was a 2-year process. We started and hammered it out, and here we are now.
Awesome, and this is all patented?
Yep, it is.
Very, very nice. So I want to actually show our audience these guns. If you want to maybe show to them, manipulate the gun a little bit.
Yeah, so this is a 300 black setup on a 10.5-inch CMMG Descent upper receiver. We have a Palmetto State Armory match trigger in the back, ambi controls on one side. We've just got a Yankee Hill manufacturing can up front, and then our system on the bottom. Comes in real short. This one is SBR'd as a shorter setup.
Okay. And then stock extends or no?
Nope, this is a fixed stock.
Okay.
And then this one is something we just built with Unita. This is an 18-inch 6-arc build. So take the mag out here. It is all bolt action, precision upper, and we have nice Unita trigger in it and everything ready to go on this. So that's 18-inch rifle in a very short package.
Wow, very, very cool. And this Reap weaponry, they've got, this is incredible. Like, we all know about bullpups. We all know about the good old AR-15s. And here you got yourself a mil-spec AR-15 lower with a conversion kit, and you got this cool-looking thing. This is genius, man. I love it. I absolutely love it. And Colton, thanks for your time, man. Appreciate it. Yep.
Appreciate it as well.
Yep. All right, here we are at the Devil Dog Concepts. I got Cameron here. Cameron, thanks for having us, man.
Appreciate it. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, absolutely. So you guys got something really cool. An AR-15 without really modifications, side charging. Tell us about it.
So it's a side charging conversion. Be able to swap out your existing charging handle and turn it into a side charger, not machining or modifying your weapon at all. So side charger, obviously better ergonomics, maintaining positive control of your flare group at all times, misfire, misfeed, malfunction, still having that get back online fast. You know, nobody likes coming over the top or having to deal with that small minor that, you know.
You could miss it too and all that.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it came from. I slapped myself in the face when we were doing training because you're running gloved hands and you're trying to get your ambi, you're all back here, you know. Gross motor skills side charger.
So how does it work?
It's real simple. This system here comes right apart in a couple pieces. You got the receiver, mounts right to the rail. Rod and handle. The rod actually just unscrews off the handle. So we have different handle options, like a folder like this one, a couple other ones that are solid.
Okay, just like that, these guys. All right. So these are some of the options right here.
A
So
couple different ideas.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all preference. The whole thing is set up for
Yeah.
preference.
I'm sure you guys could evolve from that. So
Yeah. So we got like different handle or mount options.
yeah.
So all these different ones, like mount in different locations.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yep,
So
there
back
and
here,
there.
up here.
And then this one that mounts up in the front. So you can have
So people don't have to lose. They can, if they have their rear sight, whatever, right? They could just still.
exactly.
utilize
It's a workaround for what we call the rail estate. You got your little bit of real estate.
rail estate. I like
Yep. So if you like doing a backup site and holographic or something
Yeah.
in front of GOA is designed for
Yeah.
that. You know, it's designed to work around your setup, your preference, so you can still get the side charger option without having to really kind of rearrange your optic setup and what you like to shoot.
that. That is really cool. And side chargers, if you guys look at, especially some of the new products that are coming out, people are offering both or side charger alone because it really is, in my personal opinion, it just makes it better, man. And plus, it really does. When you have a malfunction, you can easily clear that gun compared to
Yeah.
the old school stuff.
Yeah, so you get
So-
a double feed or some
Yeah.
kind of something where you got to rip the mag out and you got to clear the chamber real fast. This thing, you rip it out,
Yeah.
clear it with the mag, and you're back on.
Yep.
Go down one-handed. You know, if you're running bilateral or something, you got to use a shield, door frame,
Yep.
whatever. Doesn't matter. It's designed to work, and
Yep.
it's designed to stay outside of your optics. 'Cause some side chargers out there, you get knuckle busting.
Yeah.
They're built into the side, and you'll hit the optics or the mount.
Yep.
Yep, this is designed actually to be wide enough so it doesn't. You'll see over here on this thing, you're not going to knuckle bust.
Yeah, like those scars.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. The other
Yep.
knuckle busters. Yeah, we don't like them, but this is a really cool concept, man. And these are out for sale right now.
oh yeah, we've actually been in business a little over 10 years.
All right,
So
perfect.
They've been out a little bit. And
That is really cool, guys. Definitely check out the Devil Dog concepts here. Cameron, thanks for your time, man. Really cool product.
Thank you.
Yep,
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, guys, here we are at DS Arms with Mark. Mark, thanks for having us, man.
Of course.
And yeah, you guys got some really cool stuff. You guys make FALs, right? So tell us all about it. Like, what is an FAL originally, and what do you guys do differently now?
Okay, so the FAL is a battle rifle from the Cold War era, but it's still used today. It was adopted by over 90 countries, manufactured by 12 countries. We're one of them, United States. We've been doing this for 30 years. We've been making the gun 100% in the U.S. for 20 years. We're the only manufacturer of this rifle in the entire world. It's a .308 caliber or 7.62 by 51 battle rifle. Very sturdy, very reliable, adjustable gas system, very proven, and it's just overall a big iron stick.
Yeah, and it's got that side charge that's non-reciprocating, right?
Non-reciprocating charge handle. Also very ergonomic. The selector's good position. Like I said, the charge handle is non-reciprocating. The magazine release and the bolt catcher in the center of the gun, so it's very, very ergonomic. It's meant to be operated by never having to remove your firing hand.
Yeah.
You leave your firing hand on the pistol grip, and you can charge it. You get the bolt catch, and you can hit the magazine release with your strong side.
Yeah, I agree. FALs are extremely iconic weapon systems out there. Let's show the guns to people.
Okay, well, this is a good one everybody likes. It's a camo colored, based off the Rhodesian camo pattern. This is our take on it. We have the vertical grip that was used by the Australians and by the Rhodesians and South Africans. This is a side folder, a very traditional gun besides the camo. Shorter barrel. This is actually a 14.9 permanently affixed flash hider to get you as short as possible.
Okay.
Then we step up to a little bit more modern gun, where it still has the classic looks of the FL with the handguard and the stock, but a scope mount, an optic that's mounted into that scope mount. And then we have a saw grip, ambi selector,
Nice.
ambi bolt catch,
That is cool.
and then we have a modernized charging handle, which just has a better contour, a winter trigger guard. So you have a little bit more of a spin on there, 5/8 adapter, so you can use modern 5/8 muzzle devices, QD pockets, and this has a suppressor gas plug, which is a gas plug that's made specifically for suppressed valves. It's a jetting system, a lot like you would see on a carburetor or a SCAR rifle.
That is really cool. And I saw this little battle rifle type something set up over there.
Yes. This is what we call our improved series. It's a different barrel lengths. This one happens to be a 16-inch. We have an M-lock handguard. And all those ambi features are also on this gun too. This one doesn't have the bolt catch on there because that's actually the first production model. Side folding stocks, adjustable for length of pull, and the cheek piece adjusts without any levers, just by moving it.
Very nice. Nice. This is a, I don't know, this sounds like it would be really good at the cfcontest.com. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
what do you think?
I definitely think it would be a good one.
All right, so that's a little hint right there. And you guys got that wooden one over there, something more classic. Let's check that out.
So the FAL was manufactured a lot of times with wood. This is based off of the imported gun by Browning, imported from FN, called the G Series rifle. It had wood furniture, had the longer flash hider, and we actually replicated as much as we could the original G Series that were imported. The paint chosen was very kind of a duller white, a yellow type of white. We actually replicated that, plus the wood and the carry handle, the flash hider, to make it look just like that first imported FAL into the United States.
I mean, gorgeous. I think this is, I'm a modern weapon guy, right? This is just a gorgeous looking piece. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of guys who they want their FAL with that classic look and not plastic, and that this is a gun that takes well to that. Some guns, modern battle rifles, don't take well to wood, stuff like that. This gun works great with.
Very good. Guys, check out DS Arms. These guys are the only manufacturer in the world who makes FALs to this day, which is really cool. So thanks for doing that. Mark, really appreciate your time, man.
Yeah,
appreciate
thank
it. All right, guys, here we are at Ranger Point Precision. I got Pat over here. Pat, you've got some really cool stuff here. Something, I don't know, tell us about it, man.
All right, so Ranger Point Precision, we don't make the guns. What we do is we make the parts to bring your host gun into the 21st century. So all of this, we've got M-Lock at 3, 6, 9 o'clock, anything that you can actually go out here into the rest of the show. If you can pull it off of an AR, whether it be a light, a laser, a hand stop, whatever, it's going to fit. But yeah, all of this is made in 6061 of aluminum. We've got our butt stocks. Of course, our butt stocks come with an accessory panel that you can put on there. It adds M-Lock. We get the back sockets for your QD. So you can literally take like a Magpul MS1. You see your Magpul MS1 sling there? You can literally just take that sling and put it right on there. So you get all of the adjustability, all of the comforts of the AR, and it, like I said, brings the lever gun into the 21st century.
Dude, I love this thing. I mean, obviously, it looks extremely sexy. Like, who came up with the idea? How long have you guys been doing this?
Well, we've been doing this for a little bit. Adam Devine actually started. He's the CEO of the company. He actually started just cutting pockets in here where you could put ammo in the factory stock, and then it just kind of evolved into that. And so anyway, Adam, mentioning him, he's a lefty. So everything is ambidextrous. Okay. So literally most people are right-handed, but since he's left-handed, he didn't leave any of the left-handed people out. Like this ammo quiver here, you take this accessory panel and it mounts right over here on the other side and just swaps it over to the left-hand side. So yeah, everything's been done with consideration to the end user.
Yeah, that even the wrong-handed people, man, you guys get some help over here too. So that's a good one. Yep. So you got some holes up here, right, on this one when compared to the other guy right there. You kind of don't have that. What's the difference?
All right, so what we have, this one right here is our M-Lock handguard. Okay. And what it's just designed to be is just lightweight, and it gives you all of the M-Lock, the QD sockets for your sling and stuff like that, but it just will not take these top rails, the gator rails that go on the top. So we have the Costa handguard and then just the regular M-Lock. So the Costa handguard adds about an ounce, and then the gator rails add a couple of ounces a piece, but you get so much more flexibility. With these gator rails here, with this one, you can see I've just got just a red dot mounted right here toward the back. Well, as we shift over here, then that's my day and night setup. So I've got a clip-on thermal, and I've got a suppressed 4570, and so it adds far more versatility. So yeah, that's your difference there between your Costa handguard and just your M-Lock handguard.
And I love that you have the option to not put it on there and save some weight if you don't want to, if you don't need to. Yeah. If you do, you have the option to actually put that on there, as opposed to some M-Lock rails. They're just built in, this giant thing, and whether you use it or not, it's there.
Yeah.
In your case, you don't have to use it. You don't have to put it on there if you don't use it.
Yeah.
That's really, really cool. And so color options. These are some of the proprietary colors to your company? Or?
Yeah, so now we do have just your standard, like this is your black anodized that everybody gets. We use a really good anodizing partner. We've actually had some people that do Cerakote to tell us this is harder to blast off than some of the other stuff that they try to blast off before they Cerakote. Okay. So we've got a really nice black anodized. Then right here, we've got what's called root beer. So this root beer is actually anodizing. Our anodizing partner has a tank that is the only one that goes in it. Like no other color, no other vendor. It's us and us only. That way we control the color as much as possible.
Very nice.
But then right here, this is a Cerakote. So this Cerakote, which is baked on, when you put Cerakote on 6061, you bury this gun and you'll come back 100 years later. This will be here and the gun won't. Like literally. So, you know, that, like I said, this is the Midnight Cowboy. We offer a few others. We've had some black multicams, and then we had some limited sets. So definitely in the future, watch out for these limited sets, because once they come and go, they're gone.
Nice. All right, last question, MSRP.
MSRP, well, that depends on you. Okay. So the cool thing is you can go all out and order the full-on handguard and buttstock, and you're going to be looking in the 6s depending on how complex the color is. Okay. But then, let's say that you just a simple fella, you don't want to go wide open. Let me get this laid down in here. Then we'll just use this as an example. So if you don't want to go wide open, you want to leave your factory buttstock on there, you can have this handguard for $169. Dude. So you can literally just bring the front half of it for $169. But then really we can go here and put the thermal and everything on it. By the time we go with the suppressor, the thermal and all, that's like $8,000. So anywhere in between.
That's right. That's awesome. But hey, just that alone changes the gun completely, makes it not only looking cool, but very efficient too for attachments and all that. And for $169, man, that is awesome. Dude, Pat, thanks a lot for your time, man. Appreciate it.
Hey, we appreciate the interview.
Absolutely. And guys, check out Ranger Point Precision. All right, here we are at Leen Steel. I've got Ahmad with me. Dude, thanks for having us over here.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
God, I was walking around yesterday at the range day, and I saw your products, came and chatted with you a little bit. I saw those optics, the pistol optics and the rifle optics. They looked a little bit different. I hadn't seen them before, and I had to talk to him. Of course, Ahmad is an awesome guy, and he told me some stuff about him, and I was like, we got to do a video. So, dude, first of all, go ahead and tell me about the company for a second, and then let's dive into the optics.
Okay, I'd love to. So, Leen Steel started about 5 years ago. We're primarily an R&D engineering firm, right? So our bread and butter is in the development space. I have 11 engineers on hand, and I'm very blessed to have them. Lots of talent, thankfully, under the house. And so we can do some freedoms that other companies generally don't have. We decided to enter the market swinging following our stint of retail with microelectronics. Microelectronics design and assembly is inherently complex and reticulated. When you have the right guys on hand, you can really bring something to market that's truly novel, right? And so from our perspective, you know, we didn't want to just come out swinging with something wild. We wanted to, you know, bring a product that wasn't reinventing the wheel, but did everything that we wanted it to do. And so the first product was the Promethean LP1. It's a red dot that's, I'm gonna show you guys here in a second. It came out, when we launched it, it sold out in about 60 seconds, which was wild, especially for a new company. But we were blessed to have a ton of support behind us that we'd built up over the years. And so this thing is a large window, large reticle, durable red dot sight that's primarily made for the professional end user, right? Guys run these in competitions as well, LE and military. But the biggest thing is, you know, durability. From a perspective of impact testing, submersion testing, temperature testing, we wanted something that was really going to withstand the test of time, right? And the LP1 does that, thankfully. As for some of the component selection, guys really want to hear about what we do, what we source, and what we make ourselves. You know, when we first launched the LP1, we would have our housings and some of the aluminum materials machined and imported from China. Our glass would come from Japan, our emitters would come from Japan, as well as our PCBs. Now, thankfully, a lot more of that is stateside. It's continued to become stateside. The glass is still out of Japan. I don't think Japanese glass can be matched, and so we do that intentionally.
Yeah, the Japanese glass, guys, if you guys don't know, they're way better than what we have over here.
Yeah, they're wonderful. They're awesome. Our emitters now come out of New York. Thankfully, we're very blessed to partner with a company out there. And our printed control board is out of Texas, which is great. And so the LP1 is, as all of our other stuff, is done in-house, designed in-house, developed in-house. And assembled in-house, which is wonderful. And it comes to market right underneath that $400 price point, which is pretty good.
Dude, it's a good-looking design. Like I like the way it looks. It looks different. And why did you guys go over go with this design right here?
Let me talk to you about it. Yeah. So, material selection is huge on anything that we do, right? The housing uses 7075 T6, which is a type of aluminum that has a very high compression yield strength. It takes a lot to bend that material. It doesn't necessarily bend, it more so fractures and cracks because of the tensile strength. Now, when it comes to making the optic out of 7075, the primary contact points need to be a little more, I don't know, absorbent of impact, let's just call it that. So the housing is 7075, very durable, very tough, but the protective hood, we call it the crumple hood, that's made out of 6000 series aluminum. It's an aluminum that is intentionally weaker than the housing so that when it takes impact, the kinetic energy doesn't travel through the system immediately. It gets absorbed and it crumples, kind of like the hood of your car upon impact. So it absorbs the kinetic energy, distributes it accordingly below the sensitive components, right, of the optic and into the base through the rifle. And so that's what gives us an excellent impact testing rating, right? So when you drop the rifle with the optic on it, upside down or to the side or whatever, it's not as likely to crack.
So it basically dampens it.
Exactly.
That's literally what's happening.
Exactly
it's one of those
what it
things.
does.
Well, very, very good.
Yeah.
And so the settings, I want to know about what kind of settings you have on there and the battery life.
Yeah, so 10 brightness settings total, 3 of them night vision, 7 of them daytime. Battery life on average is about 30,000 hours with your medium settings. The novel thing that we do with this thing is our patent pending Aura Wake. So you guys have probably heard about Shake Awake, right? Shake Awake is when you pick up your rifle, the reticle comes back on the optic, right? Shuts off for battery savings. You know, we don't necessarily love Shake Awake because those little motion sensors are almost like accelerometers inside of the optic circuit. When they take enough kinetic energy or impact, they often fail. So you'll have a Shake Awake optic that may take an impact. Exterior might look fine. Bring the weapon up after 5 minutes and you don't have a reticle. That's a problem, right? So for us, we implemented the motion sensor into the circuit of the 65 MOA ring only. So you get all the power savings because that's the most power-hungry part of the reticle.
Very good, dude.
Yeah. Right after 5 minutes, it shuts it off. But if something happens to that motion sensor, right, you put that sucker up, well, now you just have a large window aim point because that 2 MOA dot is on constantly. So it's a good little fail-safe.
Which I personally love the dot, but that makes perfect sense. So Shake Awake on the circle. If that fails on you, you still got a dot.
Yep. And that's
I love it, dude.
Yeah.
And that's a 2 MOA?
2 MOA dot.
Okay.
Yep. That's right.
All right. So, and you have settings like you got the red dot only,
Correct.
the circle and a dot and just a circle, right?
Yeah. So we programmed the PCB so when you hit both buttons at the same time, you can swap the reticles. It'll shut off particular parts of the LED. So dot, circle, and circle dot, like you said. The circle is kind of the novel one for guys who run shotguns. It patterns perfectly at 50 yards with like your average buckshot, so kind of makes sense.
Perfect. And lastly, what does it weigh?
So that's right at about 12 ounces. So it's a little on the heavier side. It's kind of like your EOTech EXPS or your Romeo 8T, right? Your larger window footprints are all kind of in that setup, and it's at a nice location. It's an optic, right? So it's between your support hand and your dominant hand.
Balanced area.
Exactly. You don't really feel it as much, which is great.
Cool. All right. So there's that. I want to talk about the pistol optic that you have.
Let's do it.
Where's that at?
I got a handgun right here.
All right. Let's go over there. And let's
Is this
turn.
better right here?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
Awesome. So this is the PB3 or Pandora's Box 3 MOA. This is our take on an enclosed emitter acro type, right? So this sits on an acro footprint. The novel thing about this is that we looked at the 2 biggest market competitors. We have the Steiner MPS and the Aimpoint Acro P2. To boil it down, the P2 is a wonderful optic as well as the MPS. The P2 has the battery life, but the window size is lacking because it uses an internal erector tube design, which is kind of archaic, right? At least in our opinion. And the Steiner MPS, which has a really novel emitter architecture, but the battery life takes a hit compared to the 2032 that sits in the P2. So we decided, why not just mend those 2 things, right? We'll use a large window optic like the MPS, just a tick larger on the Pandora, but we'll use the same cell out of the Aimpoint Acro P2, right? And that's what we have here, the Leen Steel PB3, right? So the nice thing about the PB3 is that we added these objective and ocular retention plates. You can see them up here, those 2 fasteners up there, and the ones back there. It's not enough to simply use optical adhesives, in your design, in your architecture, to keep your lenses in place in a housing, especially when that slide is like pulling 6,000 Gs every time, right? So we've seen some of our competition just lose lenses, open or close emitter, doesn't matter who. You lose like an ocular or objective or something. Yeah. So we wanted some mechanical force to sandwich those lenses into the housing. So it gives you a little bit of,
That is pretty cool. So So they're already glued up there
They're glued up there,
as they
yeah.
are, and then you reinforced it.
Yeah, that's correct. And the nice thing about the objective offset is that it allows for one-handed manipulations off of barricades. You can really impact the front of the optic and not really worry about it contacting the glass.
Very good. And what's the battery hour?
So that's also about that 30,000 hour point with that 2032. Now this is a little more sensitive on the battery side because a lot of these guys don't know that the CR123A that's found in the LP1 is inherently more temperature stable than the 2032 that's in here. So if you get a little warmer, your battery life may shorten a little bit, all that fun stuff. And this one doesn't have any auto shut off yet because the emitter is going to be updated to that cool little circle dot soon. So yeah.
I see. So that's really cool. So
Yeah.
two other questions.
Yeah.
The MSRP or the street price and weight.
Yeah, so MSRP is $600. Street price is about $400. You can find it less through the majority of our retailers and distributors. And a great question on the weight. This one weighs at about 2.2 ounces, which is only about 5% heavier than the competition. So you're not really messing with that slide reciprocity at all, which is pretty good.
Dude, I love it. I really do like the way they look.
Yeah.
And they look, I know, maybe a little robust and maybe a little futuristic, but
cyberpunk. Right?
I like the fact that you've put in some reinforcements on this thing.
Yeah.
So I know that this is going to run no matter what. And 30,000 hours battery life, I personally think it's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, another thing is you guys make bolt carrier groups for ARs.
Yeah.
Well, you make your AR-15s, you got AKs, you got guys, Leen Steel. These guys got a lot of stuff. So we're not going to go through everything here. They got their own ARs, obviously the AKs and all that. But I want to talk about the bolt carrier groups.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yep. All right, so you got these guys right here on a black and
Yeah.
there you go.
Let's do it. So, bolt carrier groups. There's a million and one ways to skin a cat, as they say. The bolt carrier group is no different. What we care about on the BCG, most importantly, is sticking to TDP, or technical data package of the M4. So we're not playing with the propriety of other systems, but also doing the little things right? So this is not reinventing the wheel, but it's making sure that our coating technology and our material selection is what it needs to be. Okay, so on the carrier, we have some pretty slick sand cuts on here. Everyone's doing sand cuts, which is great.
Yeah.
But the big thing is on the enhanced carrier is that we have these underbelly scallops that allow a 30-round magazine, a fully loaded magazine, to be installed a little easier on a closed bolt, which is pretty slick. The other thing that we do is, apart from the material selection, bolts being individually proof tested and mag particle inspected C158, we also make sure that our coating technology does not harm the material itself, right? So a lot of guys like to run black nitride on their bolt carrier groups. Nitride is an awesome coating and it has its own use cases, as all coatings do, right? One of the use cases that we don't use on the nitride is components that experience shear, like your bolt lugs. So this particular bolt carrier group is DLC coated. DLC is a family of PVDs, or physical vapor deposition, that effectively gives you the surface hardness of black nitride, exceeding it actually. But it doesn't play with the heat treat of the substrate material itself. It goes on significantly cooler than you would, say, your traditional QPQ or black nitride. And so on your components that experience shear, like your bolt lugs, chances are if you're nitriding them and you're sending it to some Mickey Mouse contract house, you'll get a bolt that oftentimes will break early because the heat treat has been played with because it got way too hot and got cooled down way too quickly. So with the DLC, it goes on a lot colder, gives you all the benefits of the nitride, none of the downsides, which is pretty nice. Yeah.
And these are available for consumer steel. Obviously, they got a lot of cool stuff, especially those optics. They're my favorite. And I got to check out those BCGs as well. So, Ahmad, thanks for your time, brother.
Thank you, man.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
All right, here we are at Fightlight. Mike, as always, man. Great seeing
Thank you guys for stopping by. Pleasure.
Absolutely. So, you got some cool over there. I want to check that bad boy out.
Absolutely. So that's our Herring Bandito. It's part of our Herring Model 2024 lever action product line, basically. So we've taken essentially our proprietary lower receiver and combined it with a standard regular mil-spec AR-15 upper receiver assembly, but now you have a lever action, right? So our rifle product here, or our pistol product, essentially we have several patents related to the design and a 6-to-1 mechanical advantage there when you actually are extracting that spent cartridge out of the chamber. But this is our Herring Bandito. So this one happens to be chambered in 300 blackout. We feel like because of the lever action mechanism, we feel like these will be excellent suppressor hosts.
Oh, yeah.
You have that closed bolt locked breech. Often oftentimes customers want to reconfigure their product once they purchase it, whether it's a pistol in this case or a rifle. So it's nice that we offer our lower receivers for this platform for customers to purchase by themselves. They can install any upper that they already have, gives them that sort of modularity and decision-making ability. Alternatively, they can purchase the complete pistols like you have here, or the rifles, and all of this product line is
Very nice, dude. This is so cool, guys. I mean, check this thing out. A 300 blackout lever action gun from you guys. Man, you can just flip this thing. Like, I know it's kind of hooked up right now for safety reasons. Just do that little Jurassic Park from Chris Pratt, right? Be careful, of course. You know, we don't condone stuff like that. Safe handling of firearms, let's just say. But really, guys, check out Fightlight. They got some awesome stuff. I really wanted to show you guys these. I know we talked about it in the past, the SHOT Shows and stuff. But hey, new folks are watching these videos every day.
We appreciate you guys stopping by and giving it some time.
Exactly, Mike.
Pleasure.
Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it.
Always. Thank you, guys.
Yep. All right, here we are at CAR, and we've got John here. John, thanks for having us.
Good to meet you.
All right, so obviously when you see this, you stop by because this is so freaking cool. And look at that break. Tell us all about it, please.
Okay, well, this is a new venture for us. It's a bolt-action rifle in 50 BMG. So it's in the Auto Ordnance brand, which is where we put our military-type products. The cool thing about this rifle is, and you mentioned the muzzle brake, this muzzle brake is so efficient that this rifle has the felt recoil of a 308. So you can stay on target with this gun and take repeat shots and not be off target because of the recoil of a 50 BMG. You're shooting a much, much softer gun. And I'm telling you, everybody that shot it says the same thing. You know, it sounds unbelievable, but it does feel like a 308. And it's all the efficiency of the brake. So really, really good design. 10-round magazine. So most of these companies that do the bolt actions, you get a 5-round. Yep. This is a Barrett compatible magazine, so you're not using anything proprietary. It's already something that exists. Okay. The mechanism is really interesting. The bolt is actually on rollers, so it's floating.
On the left side.
Yes. Yeah. And the bolt,
which is interesting.
You can stay on the gun, like I said, and then cycle your action like that. Because you're not going to be off target.
I love that. I mean, think about that. So you are, most people are right-handed.
Yeah.
So you're out here, normally bang, and you do this, and I always kind of knock the gun off a little bit. Yeah. So wow, okay, that's pretty cool.
With a 50, you're used to being off target, so it doesn't matter. But in this case, you're not going to be. And this is floated on rollers, so the bolt is actually moving without touching the receiver. It's sort of suspended inside there. Takes AR furniture. We're also going to do a folding version. The finish is anodizing. It's not Cerakote, so super, super durable. And then it's got a match grade trigger on the inside, so with AR control pattern. So again, something you're familiar with.
Yeah.
So new product for us stepping into the long range shooting market, and it's very, very accurate.
Wow. Okay, so why did you guys decide to make this? Did anybody ask from the government? Are you guys trying to get a government contract?
Well, anything's possible out there, but really, to be honest, our owner shot it and fell in love with it and decided that he wanted to bring this in as a product for our company. So that's kind of where it started out. He likes to shoot 50, and when he fired this, he said, wow, this is like, again, shooting a 308.
Yeah.
Kind of unbeatable.
That is fantastic. And am I able to ask for an MSRP on this?
Yeah, the MSRP $86.99 for black, $87.99 for the tan flat dark earth finish. Yeah.
Is it suppressor capable or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Wow. Okay, guys, definitely check out CAR with this TAL 50. Is that what?
TAO 50.
TAO 50.
Yeah.
TAO 50. This auto ordnance. Okay, gotcha. Really cool. It's obviously got some of the AR furniture here.
Yep.
Barrett magazine compatible. So this is phenomenal, and it looks so good. And I hope at one point I get the pleasure to shoot this thing with that brake. All right. Well, I'll hold you to it.
We'll take care of you.
Yep. John, thanks a lot for your time. Appreciate it.
Good to talk to you.
All right, guys, we just got done doing the whole range day, talking to really cool manufacturers here. At night, we went out to dinners, hung out with the guys, showed some face, just had a blast over here. So thanks to Gun Owners of America for putting this event together. It was an absolute blast. Guys, check out Gun Owners of America. They really do some really, really good things for the Second Amendment community. No compromise. There's very few organizations out there that do what they do, so definitely check them out. With that being said, check out cfcontest.com. Good things happen there. As always, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate your business. We'll see you on the next one.